What if I told you I know how your intuition works, just based on your moon sign? Allow me to explain. And let me first give credit where credit is due. I saw another creator talk about this. I'm going to include her name here when I go back and edit this, because your girl respects her fellow content creators. But after seeing her video, I actually did my own little research. I started keeping a little list. I would ask people in different readings about what they thought. I've gathered the data and I'm here to present it. So if you are looking to strengthen your relationship with your intuition, strengthen the gut, heart, mind, emotional, physical connection, this might be a cool little starting off point. And as a reminder, we look at the entire birth chart to get the full picture. So take this with a grain of salt, and most importantly, actually tell me how it lands, because I'm still gathering this data. If you have your moon in an earth sign, so Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, I wonder if you experienced clairsentience. This is where you do have those actual physical, tangible feelings within the body. I mean, Virgo is known for having little tummy aches, right? When it feels anxious or nervous about something. Turns out that goes a little bit deeper than just a cute little stereotype. The Virgo moons I have talked to literally explain this feeling within their stomach. If they have butterflies, if it suddenly feels heavy, if they have a stomach ache, they listen to that. The Capricorn moons I've spoken to actually all had very similar answers. It had a lot to do with the heaviness they felt in their body. So one person mentioned specifically around his upper back and shoulders. He told me when he started tuning into that and he learned not to go for something or say yes or sign the thing as soon as that heaviness started creeping up, it never steered him wrong. Another Capricorn moon I know talked about pressure in her head. It was just so interesting that there were a few people I talked to without them speaking to each other that all commented on the experience of weightedness. I feel like that's very Saturnian. That's very Capricorn moon appropriate. Taurus moons have this down packed because a Taurus moon has this loyalty to the way that they feel, to their comfort zone. So if they start getting the sense that something isn't right or they feel pushed or rushed into something, they stop it. I talked to one woman with a Taurus moon who talked about this experience. She was getting ready to start a business with somebody. She had a little bit of a weird feeling, but everything looked great on paper, but she noticed she kept procrastinating and she wasn't signing the paperwork. She wasn't doing the things, and she couldn't figure this out because she wasn't usually a procrastinator. Turns out she procrastinated just long enough for a whole legal case to come out about this potential business partner. Another Taurus moon talks about when she walks into a room, if she feels physically comfortable, that's a green flag. But if she starts feeling uncomfortable or aware of what she's wearing, kind of sensitive to the noises going on, that she will always step outside and take a second to figure out what's going on here. Fire moons, so Sagittarius, Leo, Aries moons, we have the gift of claircognizance. We just have this inner knowing. And I can personally vouch for this as a Sagittarius moon in the 12th house. Sometimes I just be knowing stuff. And the craziest part is that I'll answer something and then I'll be like, oh no, that's probably wrong. And then it's like, right? Or I have a thought that just pops up into my head and I don't know how it got there. I have historically run from that. I thought it made me crazy. I was gaslighting myself because once I started listening to it, it didn't let me down. We just know things. The Leo moons I talked to gave me some answers that were kind of all over the place, but there was one interesting pattern that continued to pop up. They would be in this battle between logically what they know they're supposed to be doing right now, and then also physically kind of what their body was doing or what they were oriented towards. One woman who used to go and share and give these big talks and presentations, she said she felt so off while talking, while performing, right? Leo moon, she was very comfortable on the stage, but she couldn't get her focus. Someone had a medical event in the middle of her talk. She couldn't get herself to say the things. She couldn't get herself to engage and interact with that Leo moon in the traditional way. It was almost like that Leo moon already knew the truth. And I had another Leo moon tell me that when they were trying to make a decision about whether or not to go for something or if this was the right person, the right opportunity, they could actually instinctively, like off the bat, either picture themselves within that role or with that person or not. And they couldn't fake the funk. They said that they had resisted that many times, and each time they resisted, they learned the hard way never to do it again. And my Aries moons out there, it's instinct. That is your gift anyway. It is an instinctual thing. So with the exception of emotional dysregulation and perhaps some anger issues, when an Aries moon just starts to spring into action and doesn't even fully understand why, pay special attention. They be knowing. Water moons are given the gift of clairvoyance. They can see things. They can picture them. The dreams of water moons are beyond. They are next level. Actually, I don't know if you guys watched the show That's So Raven, but that's very moon sign coded. In fact, I'm willing to bet like Pisces moon. She would just stop and have this vision and all of a sudden know what was going to happen in the future. And the information can come up a number of ways, right? It could be an auditory thing, a visual thing. You can wake up from a dream and have this realization. And as per all water sign things, the different answers I got from different people are far too great to try to encapsulate here, but it really is this profound knowing, this seeing. But I want to hear from you guys because I feel like I'm still gathering my information on you, and I feel like I'm going to be forever gathering my information on the water signs, period. But how does that clairvoyance show up for you? Is it a vision? Is it a dream? Is it where your imagination goes when you let it wander? Is it what you notice you start doodling about when you're kind of mindlessly doodling or creating something? Because I heard that answer too from a Cancer moon, actually. Crazy! Now, the air sign moons are clairaudient. So this is something about the auditory, sensory processing sensitivity. And in fact, I spoke to an Aquarius moon, and it's so funny because this person was initially not very spiritually oriented at all, but what she described was that it almost felt like she had this guide or like an ancestor something whispering in her ears, literally. And at first, she thought that she was potentially losing it a little bit. She happens to work in mental health too, so there's that. But then she started getting really interested in learning about spirit guides. The long story short of it is she actually heard a whisper. And no, it was not schizophrenia. She gave those guides different names. They have different voices. They say different things. And it's not every day. She said that actually the last time she had, an experience like that was, 8 months ago. So whether you want to call it a spirit guide, your little helpful friend on your shoulder, maybe you wake up and you hear a voice within your dream that really sticks out. Tell me how this is landing, because your girl does not have that same auditory sensitivity. So I'm really curious to really feel into it more. Okay, Libra moon person, this one's crazy. I'm gonna see if I can get her to comment too, just so I need you guys to know that I'm not just making this up. This is actual data that I have gathered. But she would be talking to people. She said that her intuition would pop up a lot interpersonally, which of course, Libra moon, but that she would actually mishear something that someone said. And it would seem totally random, totally arbitrary, but would somehow end up manifesting. So she started paying more attention to it. And with Gemini moons, I feel like there's something about where your curiosity takes you, the stuff that you start paying attention to when you're picking up on all the information on a daily basis. Whatever you can't get out of your mind and you keep thinking about and you want to learn about, go for it. Just figure out what it's trying to tell you. Every Gemini moon I talked to explained that their curiosity and what they were driven to learn about ended up being nothing short of magic. Running out of time. Love you all.